Hey guys, if you want to stick around and see how we transformed our countertop to look like this, then stick around for this video. We'll show you exactly what we did. First, you want to find the 4 brackets that hold the sink into the countertop. So once you find those, you need to remove the screws that are holding the bracket up, and that should enable you to remove the sink. Once you have the sink removed, you'll be able to take it out, disconnect the plumbing underneath the sink drains. Make sure you disconnect those. You should be able just to screw those off, and that sink will come right on out. Okay. Once you have that out, next you need to find all the screws that are around this track. You'll see the track here. There's several screws under here. You need to find them all the way around. There's about 12 to 15 of these screws. They're long screws, probably about 2 inches long or so, and you just need to screw them out. Just take your time, make sure you find them all, and once you've found them all, you'll be able to remove the whole countertop.
Completely blocked by the sink, so it helped for taking the sink out first. We have already scored the backsplash so it doesn't rip apart, as you know.
And what she means by that is that you want to just take a knife or something like that just to run along that space between the countertop and that backsplash there, just to break the silicone seal that's right there. That way you're able to just take that countertop and freely and move it from the wall without pulling up that backsplash.
Our choice was to go with a quartz replacement, which is lighter than granite anyway, and we won't have this particle board crap, basically. So we're going to probably replace this with mounting a new wood cutting board that we have found that we like. So yeah, we'll show you as we go along. So now he is cutting the water supply, because as you can see here again.
And here's a good angle to see where that track, that's that whole countertop is sitting on. And you just need to look along there, make sure you got all the screws. Once you have them all out, that countertop will come off.
It's completely separate from the stove, so I hope that brings you guys some comfort. All you really need is this, which we measured, like, I'm wanting to say 28 by 23.5. But measure yourself and make sure. So why are you doing this?
These are water line caps, so that way we can still use our water throughout the RV. So we cap off our water lines that were going to our kitchen faucet with these. These are, I think, we got these actually at Ace Hardware, and they're like, I think $1.50 a piece, whatever.
So it ends up looking like this.
And to be clear, these are 1/2-inch water line caps. You can get at Ace Hardware store, any hardware store, they should have them, and they should be no more than $1.
That is what he's doing.
So we can cap off our water lines for, because we want to still use the rest of our water in the camper. So, yeah. And then you can just unscrew them when you're ready to put your countertop back on. So, ours is going to take some time to put, so we need to cap them off.
There you go.
And here we are at East Coast Granite. They measured our countertop. We just brought it in to make sure we had the right exact measurements for our camper. And so we didn't want to make any mistakes. So we just brought the whole countertop there so they can measure it themselves and get the right perfect cut for our countertop for quartz. So this is what we did. Okay.
So what, 28.5 by 25 3/8?
3/8.
Okay, so now we have our quartz countertop. This is placed upside down, and then you want to put your sink upside down on top of that as well. And this is very important because now you want to try to position this sink perfectly centered over your countertop, that it's upside down. And then you want to trace a line, a visible line, so that you can see, so that way you know exactly where to place your ceiling. This is a very important step that you do this, okay? Now, once you have that completely centered, you want to make sure that you do have that centered before you trace your line. You see me just kind of moving this around, and you want to just take a look and see how centered you have that. Look underneath the countertop into the hole. Make sure you have that completely centered. Once you have that completely outlined, you want to go ahead and outline your brackets, okay? These are your mounted brackets that you're going to use with a strong adhesive, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. But you want to outline your mounts that will go to help support the sink to the countertop. So make sure you outline all those. It's also very important not to put any browning brackets in the front of the countertop. Don't ever put one there. It's very important that you do that. Now, this is the adhesive that I used, the JB Weld Steel Reinforced Epoxy. It was probably the heaviest duty one I could find. that will help support and keep our mounting brackets attached to our quartz countertop, because you cannot screw these to your countertop. You have to use a strong adhesive or strong bonding stuff like this to adhesive. So I have you showing you here that I've just squirted it on there, then you mix it up, and then you place it and you paste it. Now the way I did this, as you can see, is that I put the little bit of that epoxy onto the thing on my circle outline, and I just press this down into it, and you'll see that stuff ooze through the holes, which is good that you do that. And then I just smeared more across the top to ensure that I have a good solid epoxy bond to the countertop. Okay, now that you see that that's done, you just want to go around and just do all that for all your mounting brackets to ensure you have them all well epoxied and adhesed. And you're going to need to wait the 4 to 6 hours before you do anything else, but that is for the bonds there. Next, you want to use this sealant here that I found. It's actually a sealant and adhesive, so it is a sealant and adhesive. This was recommended by the quartz countertop people there at East Coast Countertop to find one like this that has a sealant and an adhesive that's waterproof, anti-mold, easy curing, paintable, all that stuff. So you just want to put a light bead all the way around inside your outline. So this is why it's important that you have an outline, so you know exactly where to place this sealant stuff. You just place it inside the outline, as you can see here that am showing and demonstrating. Just a small bead in the outline that you have for your countertop. Once you have that outlined, put your sealant there. Then you want to place your countertop on top of that. Put a little pressure on there. Press down to make sure it's nice strong bond. And then now you just really, it's a waiting game. You need to let this cure for about 24 hours to make sure that this completely bonds. And obviously you want to make sure that you're inside and perfectly lined up from your outline earlier. Okay, next you want to make, after your stuff is cured, you want to make sure that you place your brackets in correct position. And place this over. This is still wet for me, but I still want to just to show you how easy this is. Just to put this bracket over there. You want to do this after it's all cured. So I'm just showing you here. Everything's still wet for me, but just to show you how this would go. You want to put your brackets on in the right position, and then these little wing nuts you're just going to place over, and you're just going to screw them out. You're going to lock them out as tight as you are. It's pretty straightforward. And you want to do this for all your brackets all the way around your kitchen sink.
Okay, so what we've done is put sealant down for the countertop. There were some areas where some screws were, we had to take them out or down and fill with sealant. Carefully put it in since it's quartz. You just carefully set it in there. And then we're going to need to line that up.
Now, it's important that you get a fitting from the Harvard store as well. These are 3/8 to 1/2 inch, so that way you can get your 1/2 inch to your RV water line, and then the 3/8 that will connect to this particular kitchen faucets.
Okay, so we have looked and put it flush to this, so you'll see there. All right, and he's going to put the ends in to go with the red and blue piping that you saw in there. Carefully put that down into meet the PEX pipes, the red and blue. Now we had this quartz countertop cut specifically for this. So, okay, so what's this?
So just this is the bracket that tightens the sink faucet down. Your stem that actually went down into the hole for your countertop. So I'm just threading all the water lines and stuff like that.
Oh, it holds them together.
No, it doesn't hold them together.
What's it do?
It's the bottom of this.
Oh,
this
it mounts
threading.
that.
Yeah,
Got it.
It pulls it down. It's like the screw for that.
So you added the counterbalance. You put the threading in to keep those threadings that you saw were to keep this tight. So they're on the
Yeah,
opposite
to
side.
tighten the faucet to the
Right.
to the countertop.
On the opposite end. So the brass threading's underneath there holding that together. The counterbalance keeps this from dropping too low
So go ahead and pull it
and
down.
securing it. So now I can pull it.
There you go. It'll drop. Do it again. There you go.
There you go.
Move that up some. Lose a little bit of length, but not a whole lot.
Looks much better already than the very cheaply made particle board that we had before. And where most Winnebagos had this bubbling up, this is actually, we didn't cut it out like some people had cut it out to try and let it lay down. This is actually, the quartz countertop up against it is actually, we put a little bit of sealant behind it and it's actually gonna end up just being just great. So, you can see the original, it's a close one speckle versus the marble look, but it's close enough for us. And if you remember, there was a flip-up board here. We're probably going to do something a little original. We had a board that we bought, a cutting board that we bought in Thessaloniki when we went to Greece, that we may add there, or I love that one so much I may just keep it separate and just buy a regular cutting board and make a cutting board the flip out board. So yeah, you can have fun with the extra board and or not put one at all. Draining the water lines to take the pressure off in the bathroom sink. Draining the water line off the shower. What's next?
Well, we gotta take those caps off. What's holding ours? We need a little bit of maybe a little bit of a bucket or something.
Okay, at this point I'm removing these water line caps that I had attached on here, so that way I can attach my water lines from my faucet back to the water line to my camper. So that's all I'm doing here, and it's hard to see, so I'm just kind of showing you a video of what it looked like before I had to take these water caps off now.
And now that we've turned off the water line, any drainage of excess water that was in the line, we're putting the bucket there. And
Okay, we want a red. Just here. Hot water.
so he's got the red PEX pipe attached for the hot water. Now he's doing the blue. You got to be real careful with these PEX pipes too, because they're a lot softer and easier to crack, like almost like a straw in comparison to most home kitchens and what you're working with. So just be patient and take your time when you're threading them on. So now we're checking. Nope. Now we're checking to see if there's any leaks. Nope. No drips. So that's a good sign.
All right, well now we got all the water connected. We checked for leaks. We're just gonna see how they're doing. Throw all the air out of the
Check
line.
down here too.
Any leaks under there?
No.
Nothing from here, nothing from this. On the other side too. Nothing.
Nothing.
On this side.
Nope.
Around the bottom of the sink here.
Yeah, I looked. Nothing.
Be careful with that. I have to review them. We got all that.
Right.
good.
Good. Very good. Congrats.
Good job.
Okay, so this is the outcome of our quartz conversion from the press board. As you can see there, we did go with the cutting board on the side there. We just reused the same brackets that this camper came with for the extended countertop. I just drilled some holes in the bottom of this cutting board and just mounted it to that bracket to make it functional again. It came out great. We are super pleased. If you like this faucet that we found on Amazon, I will put a link in the description below so you can get your own faucet like this. And, you know, we'll have other links to the other parts as well, the brackets and things like that that make this whole conversion possible. So we did like this faucet because it had that pull down feature and the feature from stream to steady for this specific faucet. So we are super pleased how this came out. If you like videos like this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye for now.